had every right and responsibility to do what he did today, and I, as mayor of the city of Phoenix, stand firmly with the city manager in the choice that he made today.
Same question I asked the city manager. Were there any talks about firing Garcia prior to today?
No. The city manager made the choice he made today for exactly the reasons that he stated at his press gathering and the reasons he told you. Our police chief made a very, very poor choice today, and that was to act in a way that was directly insubordinate to his supervisors in our city system, and that was the reason why our city police chief was terminated today.
So were there any talks that, for Garcia to make a rash decision like that, one would think that there was some kind of conversation that made him feel like he had to come out and say something. Was there a recent conversation between you and Garcia, or the city manager and Garcia, that would have possibly led him to believe that he was on thin ice?
I actually think just the opposite. As the city manager stated, he had been working with the police chief to improve his relationship with rank and file law enforcement officers in the city of Phoenix. So I think the city manager was working very hard to try to make the relationship work. Obviously, neither I nor the city manager work in ignorance of some of the larger issues that are going on in the community. That was not a factor today. Today was a direct act of insubordination by the police chief against the city management. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable by me as mayor. I'm sure it's not acceptable to any member of our city council. And I know I, as mayor, it's important for me to make this statement that this important decision made by the city manager today, I stand firmly behind and with our city manager on that decision.
Leading up to today, some people had called Chief Garcia a tyrant, ruled with an iron fist, did what he wanted to. Do you think today really he showed his colors, if you will?
Yeah, I don't want to put him or anybody else on the couch, if you will. I want to make this absolutely clear and simple for the people of this community, because it's important for them to understand why this decision was made. It wasn't made for any of those reasons. It would have been made no matter who the individual was. But a direct act of insubordination of the nature we saw today is simply unacceptable, can't be accepted. City manager made the right choice. Couldn't have been an easy choice, but it was the right choice. And I, as mayor of the city of Phoenix, stand firmly with the city manager. So I don't think we should talk about extraneous issues, if you will, because today was really about a direct act of insubordination.
Can I ask you a question?
I apologize. Go ahead.
Did it just come out of the blue that he wanted to make this press conference announcing this?
I can speak for myself. I certainly was not informed. I was not aware of the press conference in advance. I saw it because of media notifications about the upcoming press conference, and was very surprised to learn about the press conference. I think the city manager feels very much the same way. He told me that directly, and I think he relayed that information to the media just a few moments ago. But I think the real issue is that the city manager, as the city manager should do under the circumstances, did ask the police chief not to proceed, and he chose to ignore that direct order of city management, and that's a direct act of insubordination, and that cannot be accepted in the city of Phoenix. And that's why it's important for me as mayor to stand firmly behind our city manager, stand with our city manager on this important decision.
Looking forward, how do we avoid getting into another situation like this? What do you want to see in the next chief of police?
Well, first off, I want to make sure I make this statement as well. I've worked closely with Chief Yonner. When I first became mayor of the city of Phoenix, I had a chance to work closely with our acting chief. He is an outstanding leader, has a great experience, and I know will do a very, very good job. The people of the city of Phoenix who are watching this right now, watching the events of today, need to know we have one of the very best police departments in the country. We are a very, very strong city. We are a safe city. Any crime is too much crime. You've heard me and others say that. We always need to work as hard as we can. But we have excellent women and men who serve on the streets of this city. Chief Yonner is an outstanding leader. I know he will do a great job as acting chief. And as we go through the search process of a full-time chief, I know Chief Yonner is a well-respected officer, a well-respected leader, and I have confidence in Chief Yonner.
Mayor,
The
can I
chief
ask you
said-
about?
Let me talk to Case. I'm sorry. Dustin, I
The chief
apologize.
accused the councilman, Sal DeCiccio, of violating the city charter when he called for him to be fired. Do you think Sal DeCiccio violated the city charter, and if he did, should any action be taken?
I think that's a question you're going to have to take up with our city prosecutor, and if the city prosecutor has the opportunity to review our charter, I'm not going to comment on the substance of that. That's not, in my opinion, today, that's not really a relevant factor. That's a side issue. Today was about a direct act of insubordination by the police chief. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable by me. It's not acceptable by your city manager. And it's important to know that the city manager is the boss of the police department, is the boss of other law enforcement, is the boss of all of the city employees, and a direct act of insubordination is simply not acceptable. And I think the city manager made the right decision today.
Can
Did
I
you know
ask you,
police-
Mayor?
Go ahead. I apologize. I apologize.
The former chief now went through a lot of explanation of the fact that the unions have 2-year contracts, yet he does not have a 2-year contract. And so he went through a lot of time explaining why he wants his own contract. And so therein lies my question. One, is there ever a chance that he would have gotten his own contract? And if so, or if not, why?
Yeah, I think that's engaging in hypotheticals that I'm not prepared to
Can you at least
engage in.
explain why, someone like a chief would not get a contract of their own?
The police chief is an employee of the city of Phoenix, which means he's the department head of the Department of Police, of Public Safety within the city of Phoenix. He answers directly to his supervisor. His direct supervisor is the assistant city manager, who I believe was with our city manager today. His name is Milton Dehoney. Milton Dehoney's boss is our city manager, Ed Zerker. So he is an employee of the city of Phoenix. That's why it's so important for the people who are watching this event, wondering what happened here today, how we got here. It's very simple. The leader of the police department or any department in the city of Phoenix cannot engage in a direct act of insubordination. And the city manager did the right thing to relieve him of his duties under those circumstances. Any of the other issues that have been discussed in the media over the last 2 weeks is really not a relevant issue for today. Today was about a direct act of insubordination. I'll take one more.
And was Garcia, did you know, he had been upset for a couple weeks? I mean, his whole tirade up there in rant, he was obviously upset. Had he come to you guys or expressed any frustrations before today, or?
I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak for myself. As mayor of the city of Phoenix, I am in regular contact with the police chief. As major incidents occur in the city, I get formally briefed by the police chief. I get regular updates from him about how we're doing in terms of crime rates, how we're doing in terms of response times. I had a close working relationship with the chief. As mayor, I should. The focus of my conversations with the chief was simply about how we can make Phoenix the safest big city in the United States of America. Some of these other issues, I didn't have conversations with him today. That's when I think when the city manager said today that his reason for doing the action he took today was simply because of a direct act of insubordination. The city manager was being 100% accurate and right, and that's why I'm standing here today as mayor saying I support the city manager in making this important decision today as a result of that direct insubordination. So I just want to give a few moments for opportunity to talk to the media and speak as the mayor of this city, directly to the people of the city of Phoenix, and say that I am supportive of the decision made by our city manager. And again, we have the very best police department in the country, the very best women and men on the streets serving us. They served us well yesterday, they're serving us well today, and I believe they're going to serve us even better moving forward into the future. We have an outstanding Phoenix Police Department, and moving forward, that is not going to stop. And I want to make sure the people of the city have confidence that even with the decisions that made today, we have an outstanding city, an outstanding police department, and we're moving forward in the right direction.
Does the search start today for the new replacement?
Well, the city manager named the acting police chief, and I've not spoken to the city manager about when exactly the formal search process would begin. But the important thing is that the leadership of the Phoenix Police Department is in strong hands. Chief Yonner is someone I respect greatly, the community respects greatly. They know him. He has served as acting chief. Previously, he's been one of the top commanders within the department for many, many years. So the leadership of the Phoenix Police Department is in excellent shape. And of course, there will be a formal search process that will begin at some point. I don't think that decision's been made, but the people of the city of Phoenix can have confidence that our city will remain safe, and we have an outstanding Phoenix Police Department. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate everyone coming down to hear my comments on today's city manager decision. Thank you.